Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Nadia Hassan together with Jonathan Gan and Sulhi Azman, where we try to deconstruct for you basically Bursa Malaysia and how the stock market did today. And how it did today, I don't know, was it ballsy or was it bluster? Because we did have a good day up, but I'm scared, John, that this is not convincing enough for people.
This, to me, is just another injection of liquidity by our local instis to prop up the market. And basically, I'm waiting for the fact that where it actually bottoms out, basically.
Well, we'll have to see, because we saw this pattern last week in the markets where you had a couple of good days, but most of it was bad days. Because
and this has been fairly consistent.
And this has been fairly consistent. But I think Sulhi's been watching the market all day. Does it look something along those patterns?
That's right, guys. It might be looking something pattern, and we don't really see any technical we see technical rebound, but we don't really see whether the market has really actually corrected itself. Now, guys, the ABMK LCI is still in the intensive unit care. As we said earlier, we are trying to exorcist the devil out of the market.
That's a different thing, yes. We're trying to exercise the bad stuff, but I don't think it's working.
Yeah, I don't think it's working either. Yeah, it closed 6 swing points to 1,580 points, but you see, there is still strong selling pressures from the investors, and local institutions continue to prop up the market shares, and they are confident of factors. And today, or yesterday rather, the Prime Minister has set up the new Economic Action Council, and whether the Economic Council is able to study at the sliding ringgit and also the economic situations in the country at the moment, whether that would be, the question is, can those, whether those Economic Council may be able to study and highlight the importance there.
Guys, have you seen economic councils? Do you think essentially they'll help stem the flow?
I'm not sure about that, but the person that they've selected is a pretty prominent figure, which is Senator Wahid Omar, right?
Yeah. Well, just wrap up the regionals before we go to...
Okay, well, you see the regions are a bit mixed today. If you see the Hang Seng Index, Shanghai, and also the Singapore, they are all down. But if you look at the Japan's Nikkei, it is all snapping up as investors are bargain hunting, looking for some stocks, especially in the bank and big exporters. Back to you guys.
Oh, thanks a lot for that. Okay, China is going to continue to be the story, and we're going to keep an eye on that. But moving on to our hot stock of the day, we are looking at AirAsia. So this company has been consistently the most active on the counters. And the reason you're laughing, John, is because you don't like airlines, or you feel you called it.
Oh, I'm right. Look, today basically on the news front, Dow Analytics has actually come out with a statement to say that there's a little bit more downside to be felt by AirAsia before anything else.
Oh, come on, it's down 10% today to 78 cents. It used to fly high at almost $3.
Okay.
Come on. I
Listen to what the owner has to say first.
The owner or Endow guy?
Yeah, the founder of Dow Analytics. Basically, Shukor Yusof has said that AirAsia's latest set of numbers reinforced the fact that the company is not in the best of financial health.
GMT Research, the whistleblower, had actually also said something along those lines, that in the books they weren't really kosher. But come on, John. Oil prices are falling left, right, and center. These guys, almost 50% of their cost is oil. They have seen a lot of savings. I think it's oversold.
I look at the aviation environment now, and competition is actually pretty harsh. Look at the past 40 years, 1,300 new airlines established, according to stats by the International Air Transport Association.
Yes, but...
it's going to get worse.
But of those ones that are established, right, the important thing is you need to be the survivor. You need to be the guy that comes out. And AirAsia has first mover advantage, especially for the low-cost carrier. And AirAsia, more than AirAsia X, right, these guys do short haul. Short haul usually benefits better, and they're slightly less seasonal than the long haul guys.
Well, Nadia, let's move the conversation a little bit back more to the earnings. How do you explain 6 out of the 8 affiliate airlines in AirAsia have reported negative earnings?
I'm looking at the mothership. And the mothership, I think, does have its way to go. They're being conservative, John. They're not going ahead and saying everything's great. They're shrinking its fleet this year. The first time it is ever in their history, they're shrinking their fleet. Come on, I think that means they're not stupid. They're listening to people.
Yeah, I think it's probably an effective way to save on cost right now. And basically, there needs to be more visibility for me in terms of AirAsia earnings, whether or not they are going to achieve their year-end targets,
Well, the last 2 quarters are usually better. Let's see how that goes. But that's all we have for AirAsia. Stay tuned. Coming up is Stocks with Momentum.